Hello dear students, welcome back again to my channel Physics with Mr. Ahmed. Students, the previous lesson we solved those examples. Now we have another topic which is called pressure varies with depth. This video, sorry, we're gonna study how the pressure P is gonna change with H. Before that, we have a rule. It's called pressure of the fluid. Let me see you and let me prove it the rules for you. Look, first, students, the previous section we studied that the rule of pressure P, which is equal to force over area, and we know that even we studied force all time is gonna be mg according to the Newton's law. And even we studied this too. Instead of the mass, we can make it rho v, density, volume, and write down again the acceleration and a. Until here we studied all. Now, instead of the volume, we can change the volumes rule. We know that volume which is equal to L W H. And instead of the LW, we can make it area, because multiplying long with wide will be area. Okay, and bring it down the H too. So now the volume, which is equal to AH. Okay, write down the rule again. Write down the density rho, but instead of the volume, write AH. H and bring down the G over same area. And I'm gonna tell you now why we have to make it, why you have to change to AH the volume. Students, look, in here both of them you have same area, both of them is gonna be cancelled. So this is the reason, that's why we converted this volume to AH, because in here easily we can simplify, we can cancel both, because for both we have area, we can cancel it. That's why we convert to AH to simplify the rule. So the last quantity, that the last term is left, only density and H and G. Sorry, so this is the rule. It's called fluid's pressure. This rule is called fluid's pressure. So fluid's pressure P, fluid's pressure equal rho H G. So G, we know that is acceleration, and H, it's height or the depth, and rho is density. So look, students, same now we did. The density, sorry, the fluid's pressure, which is equal to G, acceleration, and H, height, and density. And we have another example. We have another question. It's written, what does fluid's pressure depends on? In physics, as you know that even we studied in the previous chapter, the factor can affect the rule, or what is the any parameters depends on what by the rule we can know. So what was the rule of fluid's pressure? Equal to G at G. So of course fluid's pressure is depend G at G. It means that fluid's pressure depend of the acceleration and H, height, and density. So fluid's pressure, look, is depend on the G H density. Fluid density, height, acceleration. So fluid's pressure depends on these three parameters. Students, look, we have an important question. This is our topic actually. To answer this question, the relation between pressure and how pressure change with depth. How pressure varies with depth, or how pressure can change with depth. The answer is pressure will change directly proportional to depth. It means that the relation between pressure with H is directly proportional. When the H increase, the pressure is increased too. When the H is decreased, is become less, the pressure become less too. So the relation is proportional. Both of them increase in the same time and both of them decrease in the same time. Look at this picture. We have this object, this brick is inside the water, so this brick is inside the water. Let me select 2 points inside the water. For example, this point and this point. In which one of them that has more pressure on the point? In which point that has more pressure? In which point? The right answer, the correct answer, in that point we have more pressure. Let me tell you why. Because in that point we have more H. How we know that? From this point to the surface of the water we have more H. Look, the H, the depth, the distance inside the water. But from this point to the surface we have small H. So because at that point we have more H, that means we have more pressure, because we say the relation between pressure and H is directly proportional. So even in here is written the fluid pressure at the bottom of the box, it means in here the bottom, greater than the fluid pressure at the top of the box. So this pressure here is greater than that one. So because the relation with H and pressure is directly proportional. Students, another point about this picture important to understand. Another point is important. Look, Baba, this container, inside the container we have this object. It is brick, any object. I want to find the total pressure that can affect this object. Actually, two pressure can affect this object. Two pressure. The first pressure is the pressure of the water, the pressure of the type of the fluid. Now in here we have a water. The pressure of the fluid, the pressure of the water can affect this object. The second pressure, the pressure of the outside, the pressure of the air. The pressure of the air. So the pressure of the air, it's called atmospheric pressure. With the pressure of the water, it's called fluid pressure. Both of them can affect these object. So to find now the total pressure that can affect this object inside the water, it's only two pressure. First, atmospheric pressure, it means the pressure of the air plus pressure of the fluid, or the type will gonna be changed, depend the question, depends the type of the liquid. Sometimes water, sometimes mercury, sometimes oil. It's different. So the total pressure that can affect this object too. The pressure of the water can affect this object, and the pressure of the outside. So to find the total pressure can affect this object too only. The pressure of the atmosphere plus the pressure of the fluid. In here is water. So now we understand two pressure can affect this object. First water, second air. So according to this rule, we can find the total pressure. The total pressure, it's called absolute pressure, P absolute pressure, which is equal to P naught plus rho Hg. P naught, it means atmospheric pressure, plus rho density times G acceleration times H depth. So this rule important to solve example. Okay. We have in this page we have this device. This device called mercury barometer. This device it's called mercury barometer. This device used to measure the atmospheric pressure. Now I told you what is atmospheric pressure. This is atmospheric pressure, the pressure of the air. How we can actually the number, I give you an example. The number, the atmospheric pressure, but the scientists, how they can find it? atmospheric pressure by using this device. This device called mercury barometer is used to measure, to determine the atmospheric pressure. So mercury barometer is an instrument that commonly used to measure atmospheric pressure. So this device called mercury barometer is used to find atmospheric pressure. You have another definition. It's called atmospheric pressure. Students, atmospheric pressure in Earth atmosphere is a difference. If you studied in grade 9, I think you studied the atmospheric layer. One of them is troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere. So each layer of the atmosphere has a different pressure. For example, first layer has a pressure, second layer has a different pressure. So each one of them has their own pressure. So one by one can make a pressure to the second layer it's coming. One by one can make a pressure to the upcoming layer it's coming. Because the first layer has a pressure, the second layer has another pressure, the third layer has another pressure. So one by one has a different pressure, one by one. So in here it's written, the weight of the air in the upper portion of the atmosphere exerts pressure on the layer air below. So for example, layer 1 can make a pressure to the second layer. Layer 2 can make a pressure to the third layer. Third layer can make a pressure to the last layer. So one by one can make a pressure to the air below it's coming. So to find the total pressure, you have to plus all the pressure together to get the total pressure. So in general, just understand atmospheric pressure is the layer that in the layer, the atmospheric pressure exerting pressure in the layers below it's coming. One by one can make a pressure to the second layer it's coming, and this is called atmospheric pressure only. Just understand the definition. Kinetic theory of the gas pressure. This page only we have definition of the gas pressure important. For example, we studied pressure in general, which is equal to force over area. Applying force per unit area is called pressure. But why it's written gas? Why it's written gas pressure? Why it's written gas pressure? Because imagine you have a container. Inside this container is filled. It's filled by gas. Totally, it's filled by the gas. I want to apply a pressure. I want to apply pressure on this container. Applying force. I want to apply force on this container. Applying force to this space area, it's called pressure. But which type pressure? It's called gas pressure. Why gas pressure? Because you apply the force on the container is filled by the gas. That's why the type of the gas pressure. We know it's pressure, of course, because applying force per unit area, of course, pressure. But because the gas totally filled, the container totally filled by the gas, inside the container we have a gas, the type, and that's why it's called gas pressure. The force exerted by the gas on the container wall, this force per unit area is called gas pressure. Okay. Students, now we have example about pressure. How to solve this example? I'm gonna solve this example now. Look, be with me step by step. Calculate the absolute pressure. Absolute pressure, it means find the total pressure, P, at the ocean depth. Depth H. We have H. Assume that the density of the water, because in here ocean, the density of the water is become kind of different, a bit different, because the ocean, the water is a kind of salt, not like the other water we are drinking in home, the fresh water. So the difference, so this is the density of the ocean, and the P naught, the atmospheric pressure, this number, this power, it's wrong, it has to be 5. Okay, how we can now find the answer? Students, look, what was the rule now? We studied the rule, a total pressure which is equal to atmospheric pressure plus rho hg or rho gh, same. We know that atmospheric pressure, in here it's written, this number, 1.01 times 10 power 5 Pascal, plus the density of the ocean. We have the density of the ocean is this number, 1.025 times 10 power 3 times h, the height, the depth, is equal this number, 1 times 10 power 3 times g, acceleration, all time 9.81. Just applying the rule, and that's all. Students, first you can multiply the right side alone by the calculator. Multiply this alone. Do it by the calculator, this alone. The answer of the right side has become 1.01 times 10 power 7, I think. Then the left side is this number. So at the end you can plus it both. At the end you can plus it both. Guys, it isn't like obligatory to get the same answer corrected like the book. Sometimes you get the answer, do not think like that your answer it's wrong. Sometimes you get the answer, but the answer is not immediately copied like the book, but it's close. Let me do it by calculator, this number. Let me do it now. 1.025 times 10 power 3 times 10 power 3 times 1 times again 10 power 3 times 9.81. 9.81. The answer is different. Look, it's not like mine in the book, so it's okay, take it easy. The answer has become 1.0055250. Let me do it again. 1.025 times 10 power 3 times 9.81 times same. So at the end you can plus it with this number, plus with 0.01 times 10 power 5. So the last answer has become 1.0156250 Pascal. So this is the answer of the calculator. You know how the answer has become like the book? My answer still it's right. Take it, be careful. We can in math, you study in scientific notation, we can put the point in here and make it power. After the point, how many number you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can make it power 1 point, and this 5 is if in rounding number you studied, if you have 5, can't give another number to the number before it's coming. So this 5 can't give a number to this one, it's become 2. So 0, this one become 2 because you have 5. And times, because after the point you have 7 numbers, 10 power 7 Pascal. So look, in book it's kind of the answer, you have to make it scientific, make it rounded, make it close. So don't care about the answer of the book. So that one still it's right, the answer of the calculator. Students, this is question 1. Another question 1 now in page 62. Look, another example. Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean, it's about 11 kilometer depth. Again, this is H. If the atmospheric pressure, again, يعني P naught. How much pressure? Find the total pressure. Finish, easy. Yalla, do the same rule. I'm going to write in here. Again, the rule P equal to P naught plus rho Hg or rho Gh. The atmospheric pressure, we have this number 1.01 times 10 power 5 plus the density, because it's ocean again, the density of the water again, the density of the water in ocean is 1.025 times 10 power 3. 1.025 times 10 power 3 times the value of G is 9.81 times H. The H, we have 11 kilometers. Students, in physics all time, make it meter if we have length, width, height. If we have centimeter, all time make it meter. So how we make it kilometer to meter? Multiplying by 11 times 10 power 3, make it meter. So multiply this all. Again, first do the right side, this number all, by calculator. Let me do it again. Multiply 1.025 times 10 power 3 times 9.81 times 11 times 10 power 3. The answer of the right side has become this answer become 110 6 70750. So this is the answer of the right side. The left side is left plus multiply plus with this result, plus it with this number, plus 0.1 times so the answer is the last answer has become 11087 let me wait. 1107 by Pascal. This is the answer of this question 1. So only applying rule, just applying the rule. You have to use this rule, the rule of finding pressure, that rule. The pressure atmosphere, we have this number. The density, we have the G, we have H, we have only multiply and the end plus it. Students, today it's enough for the second video. Inshallah, we will solve question 2 and 3 and 4 is left. Thank you for watching my video channel. Subscribe, and I hope to get benefit from my video. Thank you all. Have a nice day.